Hi everyone, welcome back. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. And for those of you who come back and support me every week, I thank you so much. I appreciate you all. I do want to apologize because I know I missed last week. I was not feeling well. It didn't start out that bad. Over the weekend, I was busy. I ended up making a bunch of apple pie jam, and so I ended up making like 10 jars of that, and I made 3 or 4 jars. It was 4 jars, but one day and 3 jars the other day that I made of peanut butter, homemade peanut butter. And so I was busy doing that and canning and all of that good stuff. And so I thought I would just go ahead. I had to go to my mom's on Tuesday to get her stuff for the month. And so my plan was, all right, do all the stuff that I got to do on the weekend, and then I'll do my mom's stuff on Tuesday, and then I'll hopefully do my reading on Wednesday and just have kind of a midweek reading. And I woke up that morning to go to my mom's. My mom lives about an hour from me, so it's kind of a drive. I feel like it's a drive because I don't like to drive for longer than 5 minutes. So an hour to me is like a whole deal. It's like a whole day type thing. So I got up that morning. I didn't feel very good, but I didn't really think much of it. And then I went, and I was really, really extremely tired the whole day, like more than just my usual, tired. And I got home around, I think it was 6 or 6:30, and I literally went to bed. I packed it in. Like, I laid down and I went to bed for the night. I was so tired and so wiped out, and I woke up that Wednesday and I didn't feel good. And I felt like crap all day Wednesday. I felt bad Thursday, and I started to kind of get out of it. I still wasn't myself yesterday, but I was enough to like function and do laundry and things like that, but it just wasn't 100%. So I don't know. I guess it must have been like a 72-hour bug or something, because I feel pretty much normal today, and I really wanted to get this reading done. And before we get into that, or what this reading or who this reading is going to be on, I do want to also remind everybody, if you are interested in a private tarot reading, all you have to do is email me. My email is in the description box. I always put it there. And, you can reach out to me and we can set something up. Also, while I'm pulling cards and setting my cards up, I just wanted to let you know that I do have this horrid, ugly burn on my hand. In case you see it, I don't want anybody, I can just imagine, like, oh my God, what's on her hand? What is that ugly, grotesque thing on her hand? And then it's surrounded by a bunch of old mosquito bites. So like a couple of days before this burn happened, I had like 5 mosquito bites, like in a cluster on my hand. So it really looks absolutely extra horrid. But it happened on the toaster oven. I was trying to get a piece of bread or toast that was stuck to the rack, and it just touched it like that. So anyway, if you see it, that's what happened. But anyway, I think that's it. I do have a new deck tonight that I am going to be using, and it is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. I literally just got it today. So I have looked at the cards. I've glanced at them, but I do not know the pictures or the images. I'm gonna wing it and see how the reading turns out. I want to thank a subscriber because I got this deck. It was ironic because maybe, I don't know, maybe it was about 2 months ago, maybe not quite 2 months ago. I really wanted another deck. I wanted a new deck, and I started looking, okay? And I didn't really have my mind set on anything in particular. I just like to look at the different images, and what calls to me, I'll go with that, okay? And so I went on Amazon, I went on Etsy, and I just wasn't seeing anything. There wasn't anything that was calling to me. I was like, okay, I guess it's not the time to get a new deck. So I didn't order one. And then this particular subscriber, who I love, she sent me an email, and she included some pictures of a reading that she had done, and it was with this deck. And immediately I responded, and I asked her, I said, oh my God, what is the name of that deck? I absolutely love the images on that deck. And she told me it was the Edgar Allan Poe. And so immediately, well, it wasn't immediate, but I went to look at it, and I was finally able to purchase it. And so I'm going to be using this deck tonight. It's really different. It's kind of got a nice dark vibe to it that I don't know, that I'm strangely drawn to. And so tonight will be the first reading with it. I literally just got it today. So we're going to start this reading with that deck, and then we'll go from there. All right, so tonight's reading is going to be on Kiely Rodni. And let me pull up my little cheat sheet here because I have everything written down here in case I forget something. But this is a fairly new case. Kiely went missing on the late night of August 5th, early morning, August 6th. All right, so Friday night, late Friday night into early Saturday morning is when something went down. Okay, so Kiely was 16 years old. She's from, I believe it's Truckee, California. Must have been a really, really smart, intelligent young lady because she was graduating. She was graduating early. Okay, and so that Friday night there was going to be a pretty big graduation party. I think it ended up being bigger than what they anticipated it to be. I think I read somewhere there was up to 300 people there, give or take. Lots of alcohol, some drugs. Okay, so this was a pretty big party. It was at this campground called the Sanctuary. Okay, so it's interesting because, you know, even though this just happened Friday night, there's a lot of talk on YouTube, and it's kind of a widely covered case, right, or a widely talked about case right now. I've been watching Plunder and Michelle After Dark. Okay, that's where I've been getting my information from. I have watched one of the press conferences and parts of another one. And so I'm not too familiar of all the characters, but I do believe that a friend named Sammy has come out and has kind of been the one telling us the story of what kind of transpired that night. Okay, and so she talks about this party, that it was supposed to be a fun graduation party, and you know, she goes, I believe, I think that she went with Kiely to this party. I believe that they were supposed to leave together, but according to her, if I'm not mistaken, don't quote me on this because I don't know for 100% that she wanted to leave. I don't know if she wanted to leave early, but she left, and she left the party, and she says that Kiely stayed behind. Now, Kiely was the one driving. Kiely had a vehicle. I'm assuming that Sammy did not that night, or doesn't. I don't know. But Sammy wanted to leave, Kiely wanted to stay, and I believe that Sammy has also said that, you know, she knew that Kiely had been drinking and that she was not in the right frame of mind to be driving, so she assumed that she would either find a way home herself or she would spend the night at the party. Alright, so the last thing we know is that Sammy says that she spoke to Kiely around 12:30. I don't know if it's at 12:30. I keep hearing times of 12:32 and 12:36, so I don't know. But somewhere around there, she claims that she spoke to Sammy, or Kiely. I'm sorry, Sammy spoke to Kiely, and you know, I guess Kiely asked Sammy if she still needed a ride home, and Sammy tells Kiely, "No, I got a ride home." Sammy does not tell us who gave her that ride home, just that she told Kiely she had a ride home and that everything was fine and okay, great, I love you, be safe, bye. Okay, that's it. Nobody has seen or heard from Kiely since then. Her car is also missing, all right? So nobody knows what happened. It's a little odd. People are talking about it because we have this Sammy person who is obviously, allegedly, Kiely's friend, right? And she's young. She's 18. She is 2 years older than Kiely, but she's young, and she has been kind of the spokesperson for what has happened. Seems like she's the face of this case right now, and she's getting a lot of backlash, I think, for taking on that role. Now, I don't know if you guys can hear the bird back there, but she's taking on the role of it's a little odd. Okay, she's kind of behind search. It's weird. It's just it's just odd. Okay, I find it a little weird. Now it could be just because Sammy is the type of person that is a leader. You know, maybe that's just her personality. Maybe when she is doing a group project in school, we know that Sammy's going to be the group leader and she's going to be the one to take charge. Maybe that's just her type of personality. I don't know. But it is drawing attention, okay, because she is the one out here doing interviews. She's the one that is helping with the searches and setting up a base camp and passing out flyers. I mean, she just really came in here full force, right? 110% full force, and she is on the job, all right? And so it's a little odd given her age, I think. Okay, it's just rubbing me a little bit weird, all right? I'll just say that. And then we have the boyfriend, Kiely's ex-boyfriend or boyfriend. I don't know if he's an ex-boyfriend, a current, I don't know, but we have this person making a step into this case as well. His name is Jagger. Now, I don't know if Jagger was at this party. I don't know if he went to this party or not. I'm not aware of that. And I don't even know if they were still going out. But what's odd about him is that he has also kind of inserted himself into this case or investigation as well, because he made a post, and I believe that Plunder and Michelle After Dark both talk about this. But he made a post on one of his social media platforms stating that if anybody had any tips about Kiely or Kiely's case, to please call him, and he left his phone number. And he then goes on to say that the police, he is working with the police or the authorities, and the police expect him to be filtering information before it gets to them. What? No, that's not how it works, okay? These are young kids. I don't know if they just feel like if they put that out there, people are going to buy it. I don't know, but that's not how it works, all right? The authorities are not going to go to an 18 or a 19-year-old kid and be like, yeah, can you go through these tips? Can you answer this tip hotline so we can kind of, you can kind of filter it out? That's not what happens, right? So it's ludicrous to even think that was even a thing. And he did get some backlash in the comments, apparently, and he snapped right back and doubled down and said, yeah, I'm this is what we're doing. It took until yesterday's press conference, I believe, where the authorities came out and said, it's come to our attention that things are being said out there that are not true. If you have tips, please call the tip line. Please contact the authorities. You are not to go through anybody else. And after that, I believe his post was taken down. So, also that was said during the press conference yesterday. Authorities are saying that it's come to their attention as well that it's possible adults are encouraging people, other people, or these kids or whatever. I don't know if they're talking about parents or what, but they're encouraging these kids to not come forward with information that they may or may not have. That's frightening, all right? And the authorities have made it very, very clear that they are not looking into anything involving the drinking or the drugging or anything. That is not their priority. Their priority is finding Kiely. All right, so if people are scared to come forward because they're afraid that they're going to be, in trouble for drinking or doing drugs, they already know that was going on. That's not a secret, okay? And they have very clearly stated that that's not what this is about. They don't care about that right now. They want to find Kiely. So we've got quite a situation here. All right, so let's just get into the reading and see what is happening. And go from there. All right, Kiely Rodni. Take us back to that party. Kiely. What happened at this party? All right, what do we got here? We got the devil. Interesting that fell out. And then we've got the Two of Wands. All right, so immediately with this Two of Wands, I get a mob type mentality. All right, we've got a mob group of people here, and we've got this guy here and this guy here that are carrying a weapon, and they look like they're the most angry out of this whole mob. I feel like this is representing the people at the party. Okay, it looks like there's a mob. That's the term that comes to mind in this particular card. So we've got the devil, and we've got this mob mentality. All right, let's keep going. What happened at this party, Kylie? Tell us the story. Tell us what happened. All right, we've got the Queen of Cups. So interesting. Let me just pull a few cards here. The Ten of Swords. The Tower. Seven of Swords. Deceitfulness. Trickery. Planning. All right, so let's start with what we have here. So we've got the devil, right? That's not good. So we've got, there's something here that's over this party that's not right. All right, this party, there was something going on at this party that was dark, and I'm not getting a good vibration from this party at all. Now, I want to come back to the Queen of Cups because I have a couple different things. I'll just say that I feel like this is Kylie's mom, all right? I don't look at any of these teenagers as coming out as court cards. They could, just in the traits, but I feel like these are older people, okay? And I know that Kylie's mom has made a few appearances. I have not listened to her. I've just seen the images of her being on the screen, and I know she's made a couple of statements, but when I look at this card, I think of, and I don't usually get this with any other Queen of Cups, but with this particular deck, it's interesting and it strikes me different. There's a darkness over her. It's like a sadness. All right, look at that dark cloud over the moon. And then back here, it looks like kind of like I can't think of the name, but a grave, not a grave, but you know what I'm talking about. Oh gosh, I can't think of the name, but that's there, okay? And there's all that water, all of that emotion. And the water, it doesn't look calm, okay? That to me is her mom's grief coming out, okay? That's her mom's grief. And it makes me feel like her mom suspects kind of deep down inside that this isn't good. All right, this isn't good. This isn't, I don't feel like there's going to be a good outcome to this. She's holding on to that cup, all right? She's holding on to hope. She's trying to maintain some balance in her emotions. She's trying to keep strong. She's trying to just hold on. But deep down inside, I think she's truly, truly heartbroken and just really doesn't feel like this is going to have a good outcome. Okay, so that's kind of where I felt when I seen that one. And then right next to it, we have the Ten of Swords. Okay, so the Ten of Swords, you know, that's just not that's not a good feeling card. And this one here is definitely an interesting one here. Let me look at it. Looks like we've got a hand. Can't tell what's next to the hand, but it looks like we have a hand popping out of the chimney up here, if you can see it. So we've got the swords randomly in different places. We've got some lights on in the windows. We've got an open window, and we've got a person's arm up here. All right. So the Ten of Swords doesn't give me a good vibe as far as Kylie. All right. Okay, so let me look at this Tower card. This is the first time I've looked at these cards. I went through them when I got it, but I don't really recall. So this is like kind of the first time I'm looking at them. All right, so with this Tower card, it's interesting because the destruction is in the middle. So we've got three structures. We've got 1, 2, and 3. Okay, let's just remember that going forward. 3. We've got the structure in the middle. That's the one that has the damage. Okay, it's cracked. And behind it is a moon. Okay, and I feel like the moon can sometimes represent, it's obviously secrets, it's deceit, it's things that are trying to, things that are being hidden. But in this card, it's things that have been exposed. All right, that crack exposed some truth of something. All right, something was discovered. I look at that as something was discovered and it caused devastation. All right. So who are the towers? We've got the structures. I feel like we've got three people here. I'm looking at each structure as a person, and each one does have some damage. They have some damage up here, but this one down here is really damaged, and I feel like we're looking at Kiely here in the middle. All right, and so who is the one who discovered this information, or had this information exposed to them? Was it something about Kiely that somebody found out about, or was it Kiely herself that discovered something and it just literally caused utter devastation? All right, and so that to me is kind of how I'm looking at that card. And then we've got the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, again, it's not what you think. It's deceitfulness again. So we've got some things that, and this is all about strategy, right? He's playing chess, so that's strategy. But look at his face. He looks like he's on a mission or a goal to win, and he looks like the type of person to where he will do anything to win. He'll cheat and lie and do whatever he can to make sure that he wins that game. He's got drawers filled with swords, right? I look at these swords as tricks up his sleeve. So he's got all these tricks up his sleeve, and he just has this face like, you are not going to beat him. No matter what you do, you're not going to beat him. He's going to win. He's going to come out the winner no matter what. And so somebody here is a very strategic person, okay? Somebody has tricks up their sleeves. And they've been like this for a while, because this is a pattern card. This is a 7, all right? So they've been like this for a while. This isn't the first time that they've lied about something or been sneaky about something, all right? And I also feel like, I just want to go back to Mom. She's also in the dark, and I said that I feel like that's grief. But I also feel like with that moon shaded by that dark cloud, I feel like she is in the dark. There's a part of Kiely's life that I don't think she was aware of. There's some things that Kiely did not express to her, okay? If Kiely was having problems with a friend, she may not tell her mom, all right? Because there's just some things that her mom is not aware of. Her mom may have suspicions, but she's not aware of it. So there's some information that she doesn't have about Kiely's life. But there's someone in Kiely's life, and I believe it's a close friend. I believe we are talking about her circle. And I say her circle because we've got these structures lined up, and they are connected. They are side by side. They're pretty much not 3 individual structures. They are one structure. And so that's why I say that this is in Kiely's circle. Okay, these are people that are close to her. So we've got three coming up. And then we've got this mob group here. We've got the devil. We've got deceit. We've got the 7 of swords, the 10 of swords. This group, this circle group, is not friendly at all. All right, they may put on friends, and I'm not saying, let me just put out there that this is for entertainment. This is my interpretation of these cards, and I'm not going to accuse anybody, but we know who is out there speaking. We have Sammy and we have Jagger, right? And we've also got them saying that they are, at least Sammy, that she was a close friend of Kiely's. And I'm looking at these, and I'm saying that somebody that was close to Kiely was not who they were saying that they were. Okay, they were not there with the best intentions. Okay, that's all that this line is saying. This person had an end goal, and it wasn't good. All right, so we have the 6 of Pentacles. What is that? The 9 of Wands. Interesting 9 of Wands. The King of Swords. Huh. Looks like her dad. The 5 of Wands. So we have some sort of fighting going on. All right. So there's there's something that happened at this party. This party, I don't believe that when somebody says the last thing I heard or the last thing I said to her was "I love you, be safe." No, because prior to that, something happened. There was some sort of argument or some sort of physical altercation, but there was something. All right, something happened at this party. And I think that there were ongoers, there were onlookers, people were observing, they were watching this. Now, let me put this one aside for a second. Let me get to this one here. It's the Nine of Wands. Look at that Nine of Wands. How interesting is that? We have now, if there was ever a thing that looked like a devil, this does up here. So this is very, very interesting. I feel like that was the whole mood and vibe over this party. I'm definitely, and I know it's this deck, I know the deck has kind of a darkness to it, but I'm feeling like this party had a darkness over it as well. There was a dark cloud over this party, and it shouldn't have been. It should have been just a fun, safe party to go to and to do what they said they were going to do, say goodbye to each other and have fun and go home. But there was something nefarious about this party going on, all right? That Nine of Wands is very interesting because we've got this person, and it looks like they're sitting on a rock inside the middle of a pond. It looks like a pond. It looks something like a pond because it looks like the candles or the wands are sitting on lily pads. It is out in the middle of the woods. It's got like mounds of dirt around it. Okay, let's just look at it. But we've got water. We've got a body of water, and we've got a rock in the water. Okay, so let me just put that out there. And this person's sitting on the rock. Now, this is usually about protection, protecting oneself. All right, putting that wall of protection around oneself. Okay, closing other people out. It's a wand, so it could be spiritually. You just got you're just a guarded person. You're just a guarded person. Okay, it can mean that. But with this devil thing in the sky, that's throwing me. That's a little different. So I feel like there's something more sinister about this particular card for this reading. Now I know that they've looked in water sources. I know that there's been bodies of water that they've went and looked at. So let's keep that in mind. But something about that card that with that devil face, that's to me with the devil also coming out. Okay, the devil also came out. Wow. I'm glad I picked up the devil. The devil in this deck is a female. Look at the clothes. It's a dress. The clothes is a purple dress. You can see it right here. You've got the shoulders and the front part and like a little gem here in the middle. And she's smiling. She's smiling. She has a smile on her face. The devil in this particular case is a female, okay? And she's got a smile on her face. Can't trust that smile. Cannot trust the smile because this is actually the true self behind that smile, all right? Interesting. I'm glad that I picked that up because I just took a glance when it came out. And then we have the Six of Pentacles. Look at this one here. It's the same dress. It's the same person. This female here, that's the same dress. So to me, this tells me that this woman or this female presence, this feminine energy here that is close to Kiely, all right? And I'm not accusing anyone. I'm just going to say that the feminine energy that's close to Kiely, there was something sinister about it and something to not be trusted, all right? There's a picture of her in this card as well. who is the guy? Who is the guy? Is this authorities? Are they keeping an eye on her? Are they looking at this person? Are they watching this person? Are they kind of evaluating her and just kind of seeing how this plays out? Maybe. That's kind of where I'm leading. All right. I don't feel like, here's the thing. I feel like if, with that card coming out, I feel like if there's anything weird going on or fishy going on, I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to trust authorities. I'm going to trust the law because I feel like they're not dumb and they know exactly what they're doing. All right. I feel like this guy here, okay, this to me represents authorities, and they are keeping their eye on this one here, which just so happens to be this devil. All right. So to me, there's something here. There's something here with this female. All right. They're looking at her. They're weighing it. They're weighing it. All right. And then we have the scales. This is a card of balance. So we have the scales of justice. All right. And so I feel like, again, this represents authorities, and I feel like they are watching. They are watching and they are observing from a distance. They're not saying anything. They're not really intervening. They're just kind of playing their cards, and they're just waiting and you know, but they're not dumb. Okay. Let me just put that out there. They're not dumb. They know what they're doing. All right. So if anybody is like, why hasn't the police come out and shut this down, or, you know, why is it? They are watching. Okay, they're watching. And then we have this card here, which is the King of Swords. I don't know if anybody has seen her dad, Kiely's dad. He kind of looks very similar to this character here. And her mom has come out. And I'm looking at the dad, and I feel like this is her dad, and I feel like he's just waiting. Okay, he is just patiently waiting for information. Those lights in those windows is information. That's information that he's waiting for patiently. He's just trying to, you know, assist if he needs to, but he is hoping that they find his daughter. He is there waiting, and I think that the mom is just absolutely, you know, grief-stricken. But I feel like mom and dad, you know, they're coming out in this reading as well. Okay, so the reading is picking up on their energy. But we've already kind of got a story being told here, and all is not as it seems. Okay, this circle, this friend circle here is not as it seems. Okay, so what happened? Tell us the story. What happened? What caused that tower, that break? What was that crack? What happened? What was that Five of Wands? What was the altercation? Tell us the story. Kiely, Rodni. Tell us the story of what happened that night at that park, that campsite. Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles, we've got a map. Somebody knows where she's at. Somebody knows where Kiely's at. All right. All these roaches here. Look at all these roaches. These are the people that are aware of what happened to Kiely. These people, there's a small group, not even maybe small, but there's a group of people that are very well aware of what happened to Kiely and where she's at. They know exactly where she's at. Exactly where she's at. Temperance, reversed. Let's look at it for a second. We've got water, okay? We've got water, and it looks like this person is, well, it was in reversed, right? So it's not the good temperance that we're wanting. It's, you know, it's the opposite pretty much. This is another card about balance, but look at the way she's jumping into the water with her feet pointed down, okay? That's interesting. But we've got water, and we've got a moon. So, water, outside, lily pads, pond, water source, judgment. We've got water again. Page of Cups, water again. Five of Pentacles. Huh. All right, so let's look at this for a second. All right, so the Judgment card again. I do feel like this is Kiely's social circle. Okay, these are all people that are close. I don't feel like whatever happened to Kiely was done by a stranger that came in from out of town and showed up at this party. I really don't. I feel like it's much closer to home than that. I feel like this is in her close network of friends, okay, or so-called friends. I feel like with the Judgment card though coming out upright, that we are going to get some answers. There is going to be justice. I feel like the scales are going to be balanced in the end. All right, maybe not in every way, shape, or form that we want it to, or hope that it is, or pray that it is, but I feel like people are going to expose themselves sooner or later. Okay, they're going to expose themselves. That's why these people are naked. It's being exposed. It's being open and you know, showing your true self, basically. All right, so, and then we've got the water. We've got the body of water, and it's a big body of water this time, okay? But we have, one thing that has been constant throughout this reading so far has been the water, the water, okay? I haven't pulled a chariot or anything else like that so far. We'll see if that comes out a little bit later, but right now we've got water, and we've got a group of friends that are in Kiely's circle that are not as they are claiming they are. They are sneaky. They are like roaches. Look at this. We've got roaches here. They know what's going on. They know where Kiely is. They know exactly where she's at. All right. So if there's anybody, and I'll just say this, if there's anybody in the friend circle that is helping with searches, and let's say that they are providing maps, okay, let's say that they're putting maps up on a board and they're saying, okay, well, you check over here and we'll check over there, that would probably not be very trustworthy maps to follow. All right, I would say that that information is being misled. They are probably directing in the complete opposite direction of where Kiely is, and they are doing that intentionally. All right, so I'm just putting that out, right? And then we have the Page of Cups. Again, we have water. We have water. Let me look at this one for a second. Page of Cups. We've got that fish. Now, the fish is usually always in this card, and it's usually jumping out of the cup. But in this particular deck, it's actually in the water. So is there a body of water in that area where people can actually go fishing? That's what I would say about that card. Is there a body of water where people would go fishing? Okay. And then we've got the Five of Pentacles. Now, this card is definitely different. This is unique, all right? And I feel like this is kind of going along with that Five of Wands. This does not give me a good feeling of what happened to Kiely that night. Now, I feel like back here, unfortunately, is Kiely. And whoever this is, you can tell that they've beheaded this person, right? I mean, they're running away with the head and they've just left the body. I actually feel like this is something that was taken of Kiely's, that was on her person or on her body, that they took with them. Whether it was, you know, for a trophy or, you know, for whatever reason, I feel like they left with something that belongs to Kiely. So this person could potentially have something that belongs to Kiely. It might not even raise suspicions if somebody were to seen it, because if it's a friend, if it's a piece of jewelry, let's say, they could say easily, well, you know, Kiely gave this to me last month, or, you know, yeah, I've had this for a long time. But in actuality, there's something of Kiely's that I believe was taken this night, okay? And they left her. They left her. They abandoned her somewhere. All right, and then we have the Seven of Wands. The Justice card. So the Justice card is coming out. I feel like we're going to have some answers in this case. I feel like if there's nothing else good coming up in this reading, I think that we are going to have answers. I really do. We're going to have answers, and we're going to have some form of legal justice. I really do. Interesting that this Justice card has 3 people in it. Usually it only has 1, but in this case there's 3. And that's different. That's interesting. And we've got some papers there on the table. I feel like they're already kind of looking like these officers or these investigators and the authorities. They're not saying everything that they know. They are definitely holding back on a lot of information. And I think that they're in the meantime they're just collecting information and collecting evidence and just waiting to see how things pan out. But I feel like with the justice, with that Six of Pentacles, and with the Judgment card, I feel like there's going to be a conclusion in this case. Okay. And I think it's going to be rather soon because the next card has this huge clock in the back. So look at that. I mean, literally, that's the first thing I noticed. I didn't notice it when I first pulled it, but I noticed it now. I feel like there is going to be justice fairly quick in this case. There's going to be things that are going to be discovered. I would say soon. I mean, this is a 7, so it could be in the next 7 days. It could be in the next 7 weeks. I hope it's not any longer than that, but I feel like it's going to be soon. And wouldn't you know that the clock is on midnight? The clock is on midnight. All right, so I kind of take that as midnight is a pivotal time in this timeline, okay? Now, we know that Sammy has said that she last spoke to Kiely, I think it was, 12:36? I think she said 12:36. But we know that that's not correct, if I'm not mistaken. I think that the last time Kiely's phone pinged was at 12:32. I'm not sure about the time situation there, but I have a feeling that everything past midnight is not really being talked about accurately. It's not coming out as truthful. Okay. I don't know what that phone call, if Kiely's phone did ping at a certain time that night, I don't know. I guess Kiely's mom did say that I don't know if she spoke to her around 11 or 11:30 or if they texted each other. I think everything went down at midnight. I really do. I think that's when all hell broke loose. And the shit hit the fan, so to speak. So anything that happens after midnight, I have to wonder if it, that's really being truthful. Okay. And we've got, again, we've got two people here. We have a man, and he looks like he's on a mission. And then we have this creature that almost looks like another devil. Okay, we have another devil person here behind him. And so I feel like this, I really do. I feel like midnight, something is important about midnight and whatever happened to Kiely. All right, so let's see. Okay, can you tell us what happened? What happened at midnight? And can you tell us where you are? Can you give us a clue as to where you are? What happened to you? All right, so we have the Emperor. Interesting. We have the Two of Swords. The Four of Swords. Ugh. The Eight of Swords. My God. Oh my God. The Three of Swords. The Four of Cups. This is okay. Yikes. This is not good. All right. I'm not quite sure who the Emperor is here. I don't know if it's authorities. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Okay. I don't know if there's somebody in this group that's older. I don't feel like it's that. Okay. So it might be authorities. I might have to pull another card on that Emperor to see who it is. However, I feel like this Two of Swords here is Kiely and someone else. Now, the minute when this popped out, what I thought about was the play fighting that Sammy speaks of. Sammy has talked about, and I heard it briefly, I think, on Michelle After Dark. I think it was her. I think it was it her? I don't know. It was either her or Plunder. One of them shows a clip of Sammy speaking, and Sammy is talking about how they used to play fight. Okay? And I look at this card, and I see two people getting ready to battle. All right, they're getting ready to battle. They're standing on a platform and they're getting ready to like have a duel. All right, they both have a weapon, and you know it's at night, and so I'm wondering if there's something here going on with some play fighting that went drastically wrong given the circumstances of potential alcohol and drugs, possibly. Okay, so there's two people here that are getting ready to duel, and someone ends up getting hurt. Okay, because following that duel, we have two cards here that are telling the story. Somebody gets hurt, and they get hurt seriously. So I have to wonder if, you know, was there a play fighting gone wrong? Maybe. All right, there's something here going on. That to me is the one thing that's popping into my mind is Sammy talking about that play fighting. We would play fight. If she were here, I would tackle her to the ground, and oh, you know what, I can't remember exactly what she said, but she said something about how when they're, you know, sometimes at parties or whatever and there's nothing to do, they'll put on a little, you know, fight or something like that, but they're just playing with each other. I feel like something like that went down at this party, and it got serious, and it got serious really quick, and someone, and I would venture to say Kiely, got hurt. All right, she got hurt, and she got hurt seriously. Okay, that's not good. And we've got 3 swords here. This is the 4 of swords, but we've got 3 up here. We've got 1 on the ground and 3 on the wall. Then that leads us right into this 3 of swords. Okay, this is a backstabbing. This is betrayal. This is heartbreak. This is hurt. Okay, so this was something that was, to me, when that card comes up, this is done by someone that means something to you. Okay, I feel like whoever is responsible for whatever it is that happened to Kiely is in her social circle. I feel like the authorities are well aware of that, and they are watching and observing from afar. I think that the authorities know way more than what they're telling us, which is fine and expected. But I think that they are behind the scenes putting the pieces of the puzzle together. All right. And then, yeah, so I feel like this was potentially a play fighting thing gone wrong. And then we have the 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups is definitely usually different from this one. All right. We have a different scene, and I like it. We have a person here laying there, and he looks kind of rather shocked. Like he's not, he doesn't look like he's in a relaxed mindset at all. Okay. So he's sitting there, he's on the couch, looks like he's having a counseling session there, and the man's listening, but he doesn't look, he looks alarmed. Okay, he looks alarmed, so that's odd. It's almost, it's making me feel like it's almost making me feel like somebody is trying to get information from somebody else. All right, they're just listening. They're listening, trying to get information from this person. They're trying to let them talk. They're trying to let them tell the story. Maybe they'll step on their words. Maybe they'll spill the beans, or maybe they'll slip up and say something. Is it possible that authorities are sitting back and they're listening to these interviews, and they're just kind of taking notes, and they're putting the pieces of the puzzle together? They're conducting their own interviews, and they're writing down these events as these people are saying, and then they're also going on to YouTube, and they're listening to these interviews there, and they're comparing their notes, and they're just listening. They're just listening. And the shocked look on this person's face is going to be their face when they realize that they've stepped in it, when they realize that they've messed up, they've said something that they shouldn't have said, they've said something too far. Okay, they forgot that they said this, and they just said this, so that just completely changes everything. That's what I get with this card. All right. Okay, where are you, Kiely? Tell us where you're at. Tell us where you're at. Three of Cups. Well, wait a minute. Is that the 3 of Cups? 3 of Cups. This happened at the party. This happened at the party. And it's a masquerade party of all. Of all parties, it's a masquerade party. People are dressed up and they're in disguise. I feel like that's what the friends were. Okay, that's what Kiely's friend group was. They were in disguise. They were not a genuine close close-knit, honest friend group. Okay, they were all kind of, I would say, I hate to use the word fake, but I feel like they were all kind of fake with one another. I don't think that this group was definitely a group that grew up together and they knew all their dark, deep secrets, and they were confidants and you know, shared everything. I think that there was a little bit of you know, there was a little bit of that fakeness at the surface of this friendship. And then we have the Page of Swords. Again, we have 3. We have the person in the middle, and then we have the 2 angels behind her. So I feel like we've got this 3 here that keeps kind of popping up in the back of my mind. But we also have one person standing, and this is a young person, all right? And she's holding that sword. So we've got, you know, that sword here that's by Kiely, all right? Who's the one holding the sword? Okay, so we've got a young person, we've got a person standing, and it's a female, okay? And then we have the 6 of Wands, but it's reversed. 6 of Wands reversed. A little bit of egotism. There's some ego here at play. Possibly some jealousy because of the 6 of Wands being reversed. Okay, so that can usually represent a little bit of egotistical type behaviors, and when it comes out reversed, it to me represents jealousy. Look at all the people. Sometimes this can be a solo card. It can be a card with just one person. I have one card where a person's standing on a stage, so it shows all about her, right? We've got a group of people because it happened at a party. Whatever this was happened at a party. There was a little bit of jealousy. There was a little bit of egotism going on, and this person wanted to be the center of attention, all right? And so who is this person? Is it the friend or is it Kiely? All right, there's something here going on. And then we've got a deck of cards, ironically. We've got a deck of cards, and we've got the 6 of spades. We've got an ace back there. We've got an ace of clubs. 10 of spades. I can't make anything else out. He's got a 3. He's got a 3 of spades on his pocket that's hanging there. Let me see here. It's interesting about this crowd because it looks like they're cheering somebody on. It looks like they're cheering that person on. And it makes me think that there was something, whatever this 2 of swords is, okay, whatever this little skirmish or fight was about, or whatever it was, I feel like there was a group around them watching and cheering them on. And I think that one or both liked the attention. They liked the group cheering them on. It fed them. It was feeding into them, okay? And it kept them going, and it kept them going. And somebody ended up getting hurt, and I think it was Kiely, all right? So that's kind of how I'm looking at the 6 of Wands in this particular one. I feel like there's a whole bunch of people that were at this party that know what happened. They seen what happened. They seen Kiely go down, and they seen Kiely be injured, and potentially this other person that she was messing or fighting with or whatever, and maybe some other close friends took her and went away with her, okay? And now she's missing. And so that's kind of where I'm headed to. And then we have the 5 of Swords. So the 5 of Swords is just not any better, okay? It's not any better. It's kind of like that 4 of Pentacles where they took something of Kiely's. But here, we've got a whole mess. This is a whole hot mess, all right? This doesn't give me good feelings on Kiely's condition at all, all right? This is, to me, alludes to the injuries that resulted in whatever the hell this was. Okay, so this is how it started. There was a group of people watching, and this is how it ended. So it didn't end very well for Kiely. Where are you, Kiely? Can you tell us where you're at? The Lovers And of course, we've got water. Let me pull another one. Oh, wow, we've got water again. The Three of Wands. We've got water. So I know that they're checking bodies of water out there. Okay. We've got a couple here. We've got the Lovers. So we've got, to me, at least three people. Three people, including Kiely, are at the center of this, at the heart of this. We've got a couple and we've got Kiely. I don't know if Kiely was... I don't know if this is a separate couple in Kiely, or if Kiely was with one of those people and there's another person, a third person, but I feel like there's a relationship here somewhere in the mix of this. All right, there's a relationship here. So we've got a female and a male working together on this. All right, that both helped with I would say the getting rid of evidence and potentially Kiely. Okay, and we've got water again. Okay, and then this one here, definitely the Three of Wands, is a huge body of water, and it looks like a hurricane. I mean, it's a hurricane. If that's not an emotional wreck, I don't know what is. I mean, it looks like there's a little whirlpool there in the middle. So that's I would probably venture to say that there's a body of water there that is important. Okay, I would say that it's a pretty big body of water. So I don't know if there's lakes or how close they are to water. I'm assuming that they have all sorts of different types of things there that they're looking in. They haven't looked in the right place, and I don't think that if they're getting information, well, I mean, everybody's saying that they don't know, they didn't see. Sammy is saying that she doesn't know where Kiely went. The last time she left her, she was at the party and she was fine. She talked to her on the phone, so she's not giving a direction. Because what I was gonna say is, if anybody is trying to say that they potentially seen Kiely go off in this direction, I would almost look at that as a decoy. But I guess that's when I realized that Sammy hasn't really given a direction, because she claims that she parted ways with her and she got a ride home. She's really separated herself from this party and from Kiely. That's what Sammy has managed to do. She's managed to separate herself and get herself away from Kiely. And I think that I would venture to say that at midnight, Kiely and Sammy were still together. Okay. The Ace of Wands reversed. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna cut it there, guys. We've got the Ace of Wands reversed, and to me it's like the light going out. Okay. That's a sad card, really, the way I thought about it when it came out, because I'm thinking of Kylie's light. It's like I'm thinking of Kylie's light going out. Okay, it's coming out reversed. And then again, we have the Ten of Wands. So we have water again, and we have another group of individuals watching this person go overboard. This person is tied to something. This is the card that drew me to this deck, as a matter of fact, this particular card, and it came out in my first reading. There's a group of people that observed what happened to Kiely. I think it started out as a friendly little play fight, okay? A friendly little play fight for entertainment for the party. But with the drinking and the alcohol and all of the people feeding into this little play fight, that play fight took another whole new meaning, okay? And I feel like Kiely got seriously injured, unfortunately. And I would venture to say that water is important, okay? I hope they continue to search in the bodies of water, but I feel like that has come out consistently in this reading. I mean, if you look at these two here, the water in these two cards, and that hole, it's like she's in the water, she's in the water. That to me represents, a depth. that this body of water has some depth to it. Okay. I don't know. I don't know any of the background as far as Sammy, like if there's anybody at home that can verify that she was home at a certain time. Who was the friend that gave her a ride home? Has that person come forward and said, yes, she was with me. Yes, she did receive a phone call from Kiely around this time or that time. I took her home. I dropped her off. Is there anybody at home can verify her coming in the door at a certain time? I don't know any of that stuff. We haven't heard any of that kind of information, right? At least I'm not aware of that. I'm sure that the authorities are doing their job, and I feel like they are suspecting things and they're putting the pieces of the puzzle together. And they're just sitting back and they're waiting and they're collecting and they're I think that they're actually enjoying the talking. Okay, I think that they are enjoying hearing Sammy come out on YouTube channels and answer questions because they're taking a note of it. They're taking a note and they're listening. They're listening to her speak. And I do believe that somebody is going to step on their words or misspeak or say something that's going to contradict something, and it's going to be kind of one of those gotcha moments, and they're going to bring her back in or bring these kids back in and say, hey, do you want to explain this? What happened? You said this and then you said that. And eventually I think it's going to all crumble, and I think that we're going to have answers to this case because we've got the judgment, we've got justice. We've got that Six of Pentacles, which I felt was more of a justice card than anything. I feel like we are going to have some form of justice in the fact that we are at least going to know what happened and where Kiely is. All right. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. Right almost at an hour. All right. Actually, it was less than an hour because if you take out my 10-minute intro, I'm below an hour today. I'm good. All right. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to write them in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next weekend. And let's just send out good vibes for Kiely and her family, and I hope that they do find Kiely, and I pray that she is alive and well. All we can do is pray and hope for the best, right? Okay, guys, I will see you next weekend. Bye.